tuning into my channel. So today I'm going to be showing you guys how I colored this Peruvian deep wave hair in a jet black color, and also how I bleached the knots on my closure, which is a regular lace 4x4 closure, which is also from the same company that I got the curly hair from. And upcoming in another week from today, you guys will also see a video on how I created this unit, which was basically a unit, U-part unit, which I connected the closure at the very top. And just basically right now it's not even sewed onto my head or anything. I just have it on. It's a very snug fit, so it kind of works out really good for me. So if you guys really want to see how I got this jet black color, how I bleached the knots on my closure, then definitely stay tuned to this video.
Okay guys, so I've already went ahead and applied my color to the first bundle, as you can see here in this clip. Now the color that I'm choosing to use is not a permanent color. I'm just simply using a rinse, and for those of you who are wondering why I chose a rinse instead of a permanent color, is because permanent colors are chemical based, which means that they have some form of chemical in them, and I don't like to use them just for the simple fact that it can alter the curl pattern of the hair, and that's something that I really did not want for this look. I wanted to maintain as much of the curl pattern as possible, and with just a rinse is something that you can actually just wash out, so it doesn't actually affect the hair in any way. So I know some of you may also be wondering why I did not unravel my bundles before actually coloring it, and you'll definitely see in the end I didn't want to, as I said, alter at all the curl texture or do anything to the hair. I just wanted to do it in its natural form, and I'll show you guys how to color the actual wrapped up portion of the hair also later on in this clip. So you just want to continue to use the color and apply it directly to the hair. For this, I think I had about 6 bottles of the rinse, and you just want to make sure that the hair is extremely saturated when you're applying it. If it's too dry, then that means that you're not applying enough color, and it's not going to stretch throughout the hair. It doesn't matter if you use too much color, just as long as you're not using less in this case. Directly to it. I'm not using a coloring brush. I'm not using a comb, because as I said, I want to make sure I maintain as much of the curl pattern as possible, not to disturb it in any way, shape, or form. That is the key thing to the way that I'm coloring this hair today. So I know that coloring hair can definitely be a really messy process. So what you want to make sure that you do before you even get to this point of coloring the hair is going through with your, if you want to use foil or you want to use a garbage bag, which is pretty much what I have here. It's a white garbage bag, just to make sure that your counter remains clean. And just in case you do get any type of color or anything on the actual counter, you can simply just get a spray bottle with some bleach and spray it over it, a little bit of Ajax, leave it on there for maybe 5 to 10 minutes. It'll come right off, so you really don't have to worry. As you can see, I'm not focused on any color going on my counters or anything, because I know that I can easily get it off. But for those of you who have those counters that are quickly stained, or if you're using permanent color, that'll definitely quickly stain your counters. So you want to make sure that you're just protecting. So as you can see here, I already have a little spot there, or a few spots actually, on my counter. I'm getting ready to prepare my closure to be done. Just using a simple shopping bag that I got from, I think that's from Publix. Just because my closure is small, I don't really need a whole entire garbage bag to put my closure on to protect my counter. So I've already went ahead, started applying my color to the actual closure, the hair portion of it. And I'm also going to show you guys how I applied my bleach. Well, it's the correct terminology is the lightener. So I'm going to show you guys how I apply that, how I mix it and everything. So you guys want to make sure that when you are mixing your lightener, it's definitely very thick, especially when dealing with the closure, because it prevents it from seeping through and actually getting to the hair, which is what you don't want to do, especially when you're doing a double process like I am in a video. The easiest thing to do is to lift up the hair instead of laying it down, especially when you're dealing with the closure piece. So that way you can kind of work your hands through. I don't really go too close to the actual lace at all. I just do as much as I can, as go as close as you possibly can with it. So for this, you're definitely going to need your bowl and your spoon. You're going to need your developer and your powder as well. So I believe my developer was a 30 volume developer. I will list it in the description box below, the exact developer that I used. And you want to just take your time and dab it down onto the actual closure lace. Just do that until it's completely covered. All right, so now we're at the point where I think that takes me the longest to actually achieve, which I actually had to go ahead and speed up this clip just so that it doesn't take forever, which is washing it. All of the products that I use to actually wash this hair out, I will show you in the description box below. You can definitely find it there. It did have just maybe 2 to 3 strands of shedding, and that can definitely be caused by me pulling on the hair a little bit too roughly in the clip, as you can see. So you just want to make sure that you completely rinse it until the water runs clear. I personally do not have any patience for this process here. This is the worst thing ever. I think that if I could make it somewhat simpler, I will definitely share that with you guys, but I absolutely hate rinsing out the product after applying the color to the hair. So as you can see, one of the products that I'm using is my Tresemme conditioner. I did not shampoo. I just simply rinsed out fully with water and then applied conditioner, let it soak for about maybe 5 or so minutes, and then went in and rinsed it all the way out again. And with the closure, you want to apply the Tresemme conditioner to your actual lace as well as the hair. And once you're done with this process, and you see when you allow it to soak for a little bit and deep condition, once you're done with that process and the water is running clear after the final rinse, then you just go ahead and let that hair, lay it out, let it dry overnight in a cool climate. I am a big fan of letting hair dry in a cool climate. Next morning it's dry and it's ready to go, ready for your install. And if you guys want to see how I made this unit, definitely subscribe so you can see next week when I put up the actual clip of me making the U part with the lace closure.